One can say we seem to be at a crossroads, or as the expression goes, at a fork in the road, which this literally is. That's the artwork there, here behind me. But it's only a symbol of something that means there's an alternative that should be considered at the very least, then that is important. And however you define the journey or the road, what is it that we need to, at the very least, consider, if not change, when it comes to our approach towards things in life? That's the simplest way I know how to put it to introduce this. Well, certainly we need peace. I think that's obvious. But we are all in this together. This is one planet, right? It's called the Earth. It's part of one solar system. That one solar system is most likely part of a galaxy that's full of solar systems. And the one galaxy is one galaxy of an infinitude of galaxies that we could call the universe. And that's unfathomable to really comprehend exactly what that is. There's no line of demarcation to be put around that. That being said, that puts it into perspective. Not that we're really a small little speck in the universe, but it just puts it in perspective. We're actually all essential to the completeness that is the universe. And while there are many details, obviously, and it's easy to consider just in what I said there, it's also easy to understand from the standpoint that we are all one, and it's one universe. There are not multiple universes. If it looks that way, it's still going to be one universe, and it's never ending. There's no line of demarcation that can be written about it or put around it that would be based in reality. Humans are used to thinking in terms of limitations of all kinds, of things beginning, changing, ending, of being dualistic and not one, maybe more than dualistic, but definitely not one. And human beings are used to things always being judged by appearances and not seeing through that. And the reason I think the Greeks are known for telling fables, stories basically, just like, let's say, Jesus and the Bible would tell parables, those are stories. The idea is to convey a story idea, because trying to describe it more like it is would be difficult without telling a story. And of course, a lot of stories, fables, whatever, they have a moral, or at the end of the story, you make a statement about what the story is about to kind of sum it up. And again, everything seems to be from the human perspective. But that doesn't mean that what we're experiencing is that. It's not what it appears to be. I do feel that something exists where the illusion about something appears to be. So it's very important, very, very important to not be in denial about anything, but to also realize things are not what they appear to be. And in this contemplation, it is something to definitively consider. And I think as we seem to see what's going on in the world around us, on the planet, there's a lot of concern about life and what life means. When it seems a lot of things are being threatened, when life itself seems to be threatened. It's important to really do some contemplating, consideration, and that can be done in the quietness of where you are. It can be in a place where there's noise around you. It's all about being quiet within and allowing the truth to come through. And it does seem like it's more like a feeling that you can't put into words or through anything of the 5 so-called senses, human senses. That's a whole other conversation. That's not what it appears to be either. And I know that may sound confusing, but the more I talk about this, the more I present it. And certainly you can ask me questions. If there are specific things you want to talk about, you can let me know in the comments of the video. But it is important to have this kind of conversation and to have it more often and to elaborate and present it in ways hopefully that it can be understood and not, just completely incomprehensible. But we do have to have another conversation, like a fork in the road, an alternative to what we're used to talking about. Because when it comes to talking about these kinds of things, most people do their default setting goes to some kind of religion or some kind of philosophy that could be tied to a religion or not, but still something that is human-made and doesn't really try to understand something that is the universe itself or God itself, whatever you want to call it. These are just words, but that understanding that's like a feeling, that's the closest way I can express it. We need to have these kinds of conversations, these kinds of quiet times to contemplate, to consider the course of action, whether that's through our thoughts or so-called outside actions. It's important to consider all things and everyone as we do this. So for the moment, I'll leave it at that. I'll elaborate more with more videos, and there's obviously more to watch, and consider this here and now.